Welcome back everyone to this amazing tutorial of even more overlay stuff. So, eagle eye among you might not be able to see this, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's August of 2025. If you remember, those original videos were made in April of 2025. So, things have changed. But my relationship with Mix It Up hasn't really changed. I still love it. So I want to prove to you that I still love it. I'm going to go over here to my chat, which, by the way, I use this chat now more than ever. Remember when I was showing you the stuff over here, I was like, I use this all the time, right? I do use this for testing. You can still see it's there. But for the most part, I now use this chat because it makes my life so much simpler, because it does incorporate both that YouTube and that Twitch chat all into one, which is very, very, very nice. So I prefer this chat now, by the way. You can also see I have a bot. So I did finally work my issues out with Twitch. I had to actually email them directly because my bot was so old. How old was he? He was so old that he didn't have a backup phone or email on the account, so they weren't sending me like the codes that I needed to get in. So I had to prove that I was me, and then they were able to reset my password. So thank you, Twitch, for working that out. Just to show you here, under accounts, you can see I've got my Keegers bot all ready to go. I still haven't created that Keegers bot over here for YouTube, so it is what it is. All right, but I do want to show you some things because we set up overlays with that default endpoint and we didn't really do anything with them. So I want to show you a couple ways you can do things with overlays inside of Mix It Up. Because again, my goal is to make it so Mix It Up does everything for me, and I'm not reliant on anything like Streamlabs or even Twitch. So we're gonna go here to overlay widgets. So there's two different ways that I'm aware of to do overlays. There's probably many more, but there's two main ways in my little brain. And the first way here is the overlay widgets. And you do that just by simply hitting add overlay widget, and you've got all these different things, right? Like a persistent timer, a poll, video, a wheel. The wheel's kind of cool. But there's just all this stuff you can do. You can enable them, disable them, all that stuff. But I'm gonna go into the ones that I have enabled all the time, and you are actually seeing on my screen. Two of them that are actively working, one of them which for a good reason is not showing up anything. But the first one is goal. So I'm gonna edit this command, and you just saw like add overlay widget, and I didn't change the name of it. It's called goal, it's right there. And this allows you to then put your goal up on your screen. You can see, unfortunately, I have 0 subscribers currently on Twitch. My goal is 10, totally cool. But you can also see like what you can base that on. So maybe I want to do a follower instead. I've only got 100 and some odd followers. Maybe I want to do a follower goal instead of a sub goal. Maybe that's what I should be doing, which is fine. But you can just simply change that. And anyway, so it is what it is, but I'm not going to change it. But you can see here, you can just change it here. You then set your goal, I do believe, right here. You also set what the name is. So it says up here, sub goal, and that's what it says. Like if I change this and then refreshed it, it would then do that. So just so you guys can kind of see how that works. Now, you can see I did manipulate some of the, see the little star next to HTML and CSS? I did manipulate some of that because I did want that nice drop shadow, which I think you get here, black on white. It kind of adds that a little bit of accessibility, especially when you've got random colors going back behind here, which does kind of suck. So again, some things you can do to hopefully help things go along. So that's your goal. You can set any goal you want based on the type. So you've got counter, followers, and subs, or a custom one, which I'm not exactly sure, but I think it just tracks what you say. And then you can also have, when a progress occurs or a segment is complete, you can do different things. So that's really, really, really cool. And I have not played with those, honestly, quite yet. So yeah. All right, so that's that one. Let's move on to our event list. This one is not on the screen currently, but I can kick one off for you. But it's just a simple little thing where I'm gonna go and let's do a sub And there you go, up above my goal up here now says Keegers02 subs, and it's in a bad spot because I have, oops, I need to adjust that in OBS, but it does show that Keegers02 subbed, just so you guys can see that. It also should fade over time, which is nice, so it's not always up there. All right, and then last but not least of my always on things, oops, go away, is my chat. So again, this one is that white box you're seeing right here, that opaque box, where I've manipulated a little bit of it here. Let's go into it so you can see it. To have that slight white box so that way we can more easily see when people are chatting. And again, that combines that YouTube and Twitch chat all into one on your screen so you can see that. The other thing that I did with this is if you look in these settings here, hide messages that start with an exclamation point. That then hides all of the commands that people might be running, so that chatter doesn't go onto your screen. I also have it ignoring KeegersBot and Keegers02, so that way, if someone's running a command, the Twitch and YouTube replays don't see it. Plus, I have it made so that the myself and the bot just get completely ignored. So it's something I really, really appreciate that I can do. And again, messing with that CSS because you can see the background, all that stuff. So again, I need to play with this more. It doesn't look great, but it's a work in progress. All of this is a work in progress. Again, loving this bot. There's one other place that I just got working today, under events. So under events, let's go all the way up to there. I changed my channel rated. So I'm gonna hit that edit button. And before, if you recall, when we first did events, we did that. If someone raids you, give them a shout out, right? That's what you do, period. Well, I did change it, so now all of my alert box stuff will now appear in my screen. Now you can't see these things just yet, hang on. But like if I hit play here, you're gonna see zombies running across. You should, let me make sure. I think you're hearing that's the sound of those zombies coming across. And then there is this one, which is gonna look, ooh, interesting. So I do need to adjust that one. Let's take a look at that real quick. Because there is a, that wasn't set. So we're gonna do max pixels that and save. Okay, I'm gonna run that one again just so you guys can see what that last setting did, because that last setting should have, yep, wrapped it for me. Ooh. Rated with that number viewers. All right, and we're actually gonna center that instead and save. And then I'll run that one just again so you guys can see what that looks like. There you go. See, it looks a little bit better just with that little change. Now, I do want to point out right here, so 800 by 600, and then what this did is that set that max width to be 750, so well within that 800 by 600, which is also dictated by the widget in OBS, browser source within OBS. All right, so just so you can see here, again, this is kicked off by the raid, so it's kicked off by the raid username, not by the target username, using the same variable as we used in that command up here. And then this one, you know, I gotta hand it to these guys over at Mix It Up, because when I was like, I don't know how to do that viewer count thing. I was gonna have to look it up, and I didn't want to look it up yet. Well, you know what? If I hit play, it's right here. So like I can change this to be like 10, and I hit test command, and there you go. That is how this works. 7 seconds long, which gives the duration of the lovely audio and the image, because it is an image and it'll just fade out. So really, really cool things. Position was one thing I did mess with on the image, and then also position on the wording. So the wording is at the bottom, and then the image is in the middle. If I put it toward the top, I was kind of cutting off things. So again, things to play with. Really, really, really simple to do. Super cool. So my goal over the next few weeks, months, honestly, probably months, is to then migrate like my channel followed over from being the alert box and even the Twitch points redeemed, the channel point redeem, because right now I've got that first, second, third, which is a Twitch channel point, and I kind of want to take those off of the Twitch box, which just gives me one generic alert. And I'm crossing my fingers that I can then figure out this here with the use of this conditional thing to allow me to figure out if I can do like what kind of redeem, and then based on the kind of redeem, it does a different alert. Crossing my fingers. Not sure I can do it. I'm gonna try it. So if I get that working, I will absolutely create a video on that because I think it will be so useful to other people. Speaking of other videos, I'm still working on other things here, so if you have any things you want me to take a look at, take a stab at, I would be more than willing to do that and share it with you, or share it with video, because that's what I'm gonna do. I do have a couple more videos to work on yet tonight, so you guys are hopefully gonna get like a ton of content from me tonight about Mix It Up, and I don't want it to stop. So if you guys have any suggestions, any ideas, please, please, please comment below. Meet me up on Discord if you really want to. Discord.gg/InnerRealmsSMP is my primary Discord. You can meet content creators from all over the world there as well as some other Mix It Up power users. So that being said, someone out there likes you, someone out there loves you, and hey, I appreciate you for making it this far. Like, comment, subscribe. Take care of yourselves.